we are. It is April 3rd, 2026. Good Friday, as I often say, good for us, bad for him. Um, and let's see. Yesterday we had a rocket, or day before, was that yesterday we had the rocket launch?
Yesterday. Yep.
Woo! Pretty cool down here in Florida. Guess you could see it all over the place. Got a little bit of news here on the copier front, not much. I'm here with Art and I'm here with Kevin. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Yeah, and this is our 102, 102
100,
show for Ask Us Anything.
102nd version, edition. Wow. You wouldn't think there'd be that much to talk about, huh?
There's stuff to talk about every week, right?
Yeah, there is. Well, speaking of anything on the copier front, should we check in with Xerox? Are they still around?
Yeah, they're still around. Somebody had a post on LinkedIn. Their stock was down to $1.26. I think 5 years ago it was even maybe 3 years ago it was trading at $33.
Yeah,
And then the CEO actually resigned
yep.
for Xerox. Things are changing. I
Never a good sign when that happens.
I don't know if a new CEO is going to change anything. Print is print is not off a cliff yet, but
Nope.
it's prints are going down every day.
I don't know
So,
how anyone could argue that point with the Xerox situation staring you right in the face. And I think something happened at HP. I mean, they're moving out of Boise, so I mean that whatever that means. I guess I spoke with someone in Idaho 2 days ago. They laid off a bunch. I mean, the offices are almost empty, according to this person. In Boise,
mhm.
that's IPG country. That's laser jet.
Yeah, but they just had I think last week they just had a release of some new A4 mono printers and color printers. So
Did not know that, but oh well. That's and they're the two big guys, right? HP and Xerox. Used to be HP Xerox Lexmark. Oh geez, now it's Lexmark Xerox. Wow.
yeah, Lexmark
Wow.
Xerox. Yeah.
And
Every
remember a couple years ago, Carl Icahn's a board member of both companies, and it was going to be not HP, the big company, buying the smaller Xerox, but Xerox was going to make a bid for HP, and that never materialized. But it was a big thing just a couple
It
years
was
ago.
it was a big
Yep.
thing. It would have been the biggest thing since the Rico Ricon or the Rico Icon thing
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
But
I
yeah.
agree. I agree. So some of the news from this week, Toshiba Tech, which is the MFP arm of Toshiba or subsidiary of Toshiba, booked a $3.3 billion yen impairment loss. So as far as I understand about impairment losses, that's money they feel that they're not going to be able to collect that's on their AP.
Holy crap, they're writing that off.
Um,
That's a write-off.
I mean,
I
correct me
mean,
if I'm wrong, but I believe that's basically writing off 3.3 billion yen.
that's bad debt. That's
Yeah.
well, what is that? $12 US?
Probably a few 100 million.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I didn't check it out.
And that was Toshiba's, and that was directly their
Toshiba
MFP side.
Tech. Yes. They do the computers and the copiers, I believe. I know they definitely do the copiers.
Okay, well, that's not good.
What
Wow.
is it? 3.3
Billion
billion yen?
yen?
That's 22 million US dollars.
All right.
Oh, well, that's not that bad.
Yeah,
But what would that goes right off the bottom line though, too.
Yep.
Holy shit. That could be a big hit for them.
All right.
But it is the old days. It's a one-time hit, right? You can take it and then move on.
Yeah, everybody come recently. I think KM did it about 6 months ago, and about a year or so ago, Rico actually, maybe it was 2 years ago, they took a huge impairment as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So it isn't typically a foretold, forbearance of doom. It's not good, but it's usually a sign that the company recognizes it's not going to get it back, and just says, "Well, we got to bite the bullet for this quarter or this year, and it'll come back." But that assumes they have a 5 to 10 year plan.
right.
You know
So
what?
here's some.
I
Go
would
ahead.
love to see any of these guys' 10 year plans.
yeah. There's no such thing
This,
anymore.
I
Well, you
mean,
might have it, but is it
Even a
real?
five-year plan, right?
yeah.
So let's see, Konica Minolta's BizHub I-Series receives Key Point Intelligence Security Validation. Another award. What did you call those awards, Greg?
Circle jerks.
No, you called them something else earlier today.
Vanity.
Vanity.
Yes, Vanity Awards. That's right. I did use that. Uh, I
For
guess
Key
that's
Point.
nicer than circle jerk, but
Yeah, I would believe it is. Key point intelligence, validation on testing features like user authentication, data encryption, access controls, firmware protection, et cetera,
well,
et
didn't
cetera.
HP just release HP release something along those lines? They've got that huge computer cybersecurity thing.
Yeah,
HP
I was just reading that post quantum resistant
Quantum
security. Yeah.
sounds cool. So, and go on though with the Konica Minolta. I don't remember that being that big of a. Uh-oh, did we lose Art? Did we lose everyone?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
I'm here. I'm hoping you guys were talking. I mean, I had to step away,
Oh, okay, good. No, we
but
weren't talking about. You didn't give us enough time.
but we can edit that out, right? So let's see what else is new on the news for the office equipment industry. There was a post on my website about the increasing how gas prices are increasing and how that's going to drive down profits for um, the office dealers, the office equipment industry because they're going to pay now more for gas than what they were paying as of 6 weeks ago. However, this is coming from a friend of mine in Canada. Take it or leave it. He likes talking about the bad stuff.
That's a
So
very nice way to put it. Yes.
yes,
Um,
yes.
and
Um,
you know,
going going back to Xerox, there was quite a few threads about Xerox on my site. Um,
when you say your site art, what are you talking about? You're I hate to use the phrase
print print for pay
bulletin board,
hotel.
print for pay, and that's a like a bulletin board like old days. Not
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
bulletin board forums
okay,
based community.
forums,
Yeah, where basically everybody gets on and then shares information. It's more of a closed site. You've got to register for it. There is no
right?
cost to register for it. But I believe it's better to talk about the industry in a closed format rather than an open format on LinkedIn, because sometimes open format on LinkedIn doesn't work, and you'll get some interesting players talking about the industry.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so I mean, I'm curious more about the security thing
Yeah,
because Kevin, you brought up. Well, I don't want to sidetrack you, Art. Keep going.
I just want to finish with the Xerox. Basically, this was based on data from mid-March 2026 as a high potential for short squeeze due to significant short interest and heavily discounted stock price. As of October 15th, 2025, over 19% of the public float was sold short. I don't know what that means. Kevin, you know what that means?
Short sale, yeah. You actually sell the shares before you buy them. So you sell them and then you have a commitment to buy them at some point. So it's short selling. So you're betting that stock's going to go down.
Oh,
Okay. All right. It also states Xerox has been described as a classic value trap, with its stock price dropping roughly 50% since July 2025, falling below the $250 share. Company is facing speculative credit situation, S&P rating downgrade to triple C. Oh, triple C is not good.
triple C?
Triple C.
Yeah, A is the best, right? Triple
Yeah,
A is the
Yeah.
best. Yeah.
I don't even know what's lower than triple C.
F plus, F minus, like in grade school, right?
Oh, now you're talking my language.
I
Yes.
could get a D. And struggles with weakening print fundamentals and a 2028-2029 debt maturity wall.
I,
Ooh,
I think the copyright industry and media, to coin your term, should be hammering this out loud. This is a barometer of the shifting industry.
That's correct.
I
Yep.
mean, it's not. I keep forgetting. It's not like, and I don't want to pick on anyone, but it's not like a Kyocera or a Panasonic, right? This is Xerox.
Right.
So
So
if ever there was a time to look at diversifying into a similar model, yet not exactly like that, that is a greenfield, that would be now.
correct. Right.
Yeah.
Because every other manufacturer is going to be facing similar outcomes. They may not be as heavily in debt as Xerox is, but all of the copier manufacturing companies are carrying considerable amounts of debt.
Yeah, and it's kind of parallel. So I'll go off on a little jaunt right here, but in the bourbon industry right now, right? There's a downturn in alcohol consumption worldwide. It's not really a downturn. The taste is shifting to more expensive, and the Jack Daniel's, Jim Beam's, the middle of the road is taking a dive, and then there's all sorts of other reasons. But we're seeing the bigger distilleries shut down for a year or go out of business, while the smaller distilleries, right?
Mm.
They are surviving right now. They're going to survive through this. But the bigger guys like the Xeroxes of the the bourbon industry, their nut to cover is huge. There's some more dynamics, but the analogy is sort of parallel. So the bigger guys are going to get hurt a lot more. Now, that's an industry that does go down and then come back up. Well, the difference we're seeing right now is this one's not coming back up, right? Because no matter what, if they could outlaw booze again and people are still going to buy it, it'll still come back someday, right? But right now, I don't know. Print is not coming back. We've been saying it for years, but you can't get any more plainer writing on the wall than Xerox. And I think I haven't even looked at it that strong before. It's like, okay, whatever. But this is a big deal. This is a very,
Yeah.
very, very big deal.
It's an eye opener. It's you see this direction coming, and I've been in these circles just a short amount of time. You keep hearing it, hearing it, hearing it, and what are you going to do about it, right? Are you going to take
Yeah.
action on it, or you're just going to continually let this happen? Same things happen in the scanning business, right? It's flat or down a little, but it's going to accelerate because people are going to find less and less reasons to print. They're going to find less and less reasons to scan because things are born digital, right? And
More
everybody
digital.
wants to go there. So it's going to happen over time, right? It's inevitable, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it won't go away, but there's going to be less of a market. So it would be wise to do something different now. Start it now.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
correct. Except that the one thing with our industry. I mean, we've been saying and hearing that for at least since 2000.
So,
Same
so I
talk
got to
track.
let
But
me let me take up for Xerox a little bit because I had a little not a debate on LinkedIn today, but there was somebody that had the chart just like you're describing, down
All of it.
50% over the past couple. So I said, hey man, these MFPs they have a scanning functionality and on there. Why don't you lean in more into the scanning functionality because there's no more cost to the equipment. You already have it there. Just focus on the scanning. And then somebody, I think it was a Xerox person, reminded me, right? They have DocuShare and they have software and they have service. They have a lot of document management, capture, scanning kind of stuff. Yes, um, but it's all centralized stuff. And the market is decentralized scanning, smaller scanners. So because they already have all these good things, they have a document management system, they have a worldwide presence, they're focused on security. If you lean into scanning more about it on the MFPs, but also the dedicated single function scanners. That's where a lot of the edge stuff can be done. So they agreed, and I agreed back, and it was like, why haven't more manufacturers? And it isn't Xerox's fault because all the other MFPs have also not focused on the scanning functionality, and even the single function scanning companies struggle with network attached devices. But nobody would disagree that this is a way for business efficiency, right? To scan your documents. But it's hard because, as we've talked before, you got to be patient when you're selling a document management system. When you're changing your business process from paper-based to digital, you can't get it wrong, right? Or else your business can go away in a day, right? So
Yeah.
just it's not easy. That's why I'm saying I got to appreciate that. So
Well,
maybe there,
I appreciate your view because it is new,
yeah.
right? But your talk track, your last 15, 20 seconds talk track has been repeated over and over
Mhm.
for 20, 30 years. And I'll tell you why. They have the document management software. They have all that crap they've always had, but they attached selling equipment to that. They were
yeah. So
never a document management company.
Yep.
They
So
were a copier company.
yeah, there's an interesting point here in this article. It basically says print and other operations accounted for 6.3 billion of its revenue, while IT solutions generated 761 million.
Yeah. It's 10%.
Yeah. And that now you can take that art and reflect it into our industry. All the guys who went for MSP and managed IT services, and I think of Impact, they built Knox. They built then what is the cyber socks or whatever the hell those things are called. And millions of dollars of equipment went into that. And Impact's one of the more I don't like the word progressive, but they've been doing it and they know how to sell stuff. And still, the most they've ever gotten at the state is 40% of income revenue is from their IT service. Still 60s on their copier and print side. That was last year. I imagine that's even gone down because of that. So pretty
Right.
interesting. I mean,
Right.
so everyone wrapped all this cool document management, MPS, the software scanning, BPO, blah, 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 blah. But your sales reps had to still sell
Yep.
8 copiers every
Yep.
month.
Yep.
Right. And we've talked about this. And if you give them, or you have to sell one document management system per quarter. All right. Sounds doable. So for that one document management system is going to take 60 days of a cycle. It's going to suck in 3 or 4 SMEs. And a lot of
Yep.
your time, well, you could be selling 5 or 6 churches, one device a month or a week. What are you going to do if you're a copy rep? Right.
Sell a robot.
Yeah. I can sell a robot.
So I'll just finish here. The last part of this article, potential acquisition of Xerox by either Fujifilm or Xerox has sparked some interest. Xerox faces challenges from digitalization of office solutions, declining demand for print.
Wow.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Hey, there was some other news. Are you finished on your news? Because I want to.
Just give me a sec just to back up the browser here because I was on that article and I should be able to finish up shortly because I don't think a lot went on last week or this week. Well, we can talk about this later, but we did have the big introduction from Pudu about their BG1, which we're actually pretty excited about. We'll cover that later.
Later, because I have some content on that as well. But yeah.
Canon hired a new president in Japan. I'm just looking.
Hmm.
That's about it. That would be something here with Rico. Rico repositions in the face of office market erosion. Here we go. Back on the Xerox thing. Rico shifting strategy as traditional office print volumes decline. Company focusing more on digital services. I'd really like to know what
Yeah,
digital
what does that
services
mean?
really is. And here we go with workflow automation and IT services to replace shrinking print
Welcome to
revenue.
2005, Rico.
I think every
Um,
year they do something, don't they? Just change who they are, reinvent themselves.
Yeah, but they
uh,
still have what 5 or 6 manufacturing lanes, Rico machines coming off the floor. So
Yeah.
yeah,
well, April 1st is usually that time when they say they're going to make some changes and do some different things.
That's a Japanese fiscal New Year. That's why.
Oh yeah. So Rico did buy, they didn't buy, expand to direct to object capabilities, which is
oh
called
really?
DTO. Right, right. DTO printing allows businesses to print directly onto promotional items,
Oh, that kind. All right. T-shirts, mugs,
mugs,
golf balls,
golf balls.
big
Yep.
market.
Well. It's all about selling ink, right? And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be an ink process. It's not going to be a laser process. Basically, partnership combines Ricoh print technology and channel reach with LogoJet's expertise in UV direct object printers. So it's basically selling
Oh,
the ink
direct to object.
Yeah, it's
direct to
direct
object.
to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I heard direct object, I thought 3D.
No, this is the same as Brothers entered, and Epson's been in it for a long time, and
Yeah,
others. HP's in there.
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
So you can print out a T-shirt in about 25 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. on demand, and I think there's a whole cottage industry of that going. What's that site where you can? Oh, I don't know. It's a B2C site where you can order a T-shirt and this company will print it right then and there.
Oh,
Or
you can order t-shirts, you can order hats, you can order
yeah, but it's
promotional
like
items.
so
Cafe Press or something like that.
something like it. But they're on TikTok, right? And they make one. And now, like I see all these times, it's like it's this special T-shirt about I don't know, it could be a movie quote. That's cool. But if you order it, then it's printed when you order it, and that person who put that together gets a commission off of that. It's an interesting little cottage industry, but it's very customizable, right? It's one to one to one. So,
Hmm. Hey, there was one other note I just want to cover here. A company called the Humble Fax. So basically, that's a digital fax service.
oh,
Uh,
okay.
but was unique is it's unlimited inbound, outbound fax, $10 a month.
Yeah, you know what that tells me? There aren't that many inbound and outbound coming.
That is correct, but certain organizations and still need fax.
Yeah, but they could still
But
make money and a profit at charging somebody $10 a month, unlimited, right? You
I
can
know,
still. So I was like,
I
okay.
know. Well, you look at the bigger players like Goldfax or there's one that Rico uses that I can't recall their name, but they actually bill on not minutes, but they're called credits. You get X amount of credits,
Oh,
and as you use those credits, it's almost like a meter on a copy machine. But as the credits expire, then you have to buy more credits or pay for credits. But that service is 35 to $40 a month. In addition, there's like a $200 fee to as an onboard.
oh, wow. Really?
So you take this $10 a month, and this is
How do we do that?
how do you wrap zero trust framework around a digital fax?
Those people don't care.
I just had an trying to buy 2,500 fax machines from me, but they can't be digital. They have to be
Oh,
the old.
oh,
Yeah,
really.
everybody's going back to the analogs.
but
But
is it, why is that? I have an idea, but tell me why.
because there's absolutely no way to hack it.
Okay.
It's an analog source.
It's
But
analog.
but when you have a digital fax service that pretends to be a fax service, they're basically a loophole in a digital world.
Right.
That's what the difference is.
So when you say analog, twisted pair, analog.
As in, I'm not gonna. They're looking in warehouses trying to find them.
Yeah.
Analog. There cannot be a card in it. There cannot be a DAC in it, a digital to analog converter in it,
So would you
or
say that
analog to digital converter (ADC).
can't do that?
No.
Right? No. But and I don't know because the transmission lines are not digital. You keep right. I mean, you can still do analog over the existing networks.
So I just set mine up on my machine so I could actually make sure this all did what it's supposed to do. And you can actually get the unit that makes it become analog at the device. So it sends an analog packet over through
Oh,
that. Yeah, it works. I've
so it
been
sends an analog packet over a digital line.
Yep. And has to have an analog on the other end to receive it.
Right. So it's coding and decoding.
And it
It's
won't. Yeah, if you have a analog to digital on the other side, unless it has that thread of information in it, it won't receive it.
so it's modulating and then demodulating.
Yes, 100%. Yep,
That's a modem. That's a modem.
that's exactly what it is. It's the old modem. It actually makes the bird chirping noise even.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Well,
it's sitting right behind me.
how about speeds?
It doesn't even slow down.
All right,
Runs
so
good.
it's not, and we're not talking 2400 baud, but we're
No,
talking
no, no, no.
it's
96. It's doing like everything else. I don't see
so
any difference in it at all.
it's digital speed, but analog.
So there's a company that I won't say on here
That's
that
fine.
makes the converter box that makes that work. And I literally spent like almost a month trying to figure out how to get this thing to work because it was like so. It's like I mean, does this thing? Does anybody ever test fired this thing? I mean, do we know it works? And I had them on the line and they were helping. And then I got a hold of this guy and I called him up like at 8 o'clock on a weekday morning and said, "Hey, okay, I'm about done with this thing. It's not working." He goes, "Oh, you just need to do this." I did that one thing and it all worked. I'm like, "Why didn't all your other people know that?" But you can drop an analog to analog and let it use the digital, and it goes through as a packet. But it has like an encryption in the packet,
Yeah,
and only the analog device on the other end
right.
can decipher it. And they're over the moon for it. They probably want more than that.
Are these the feds?
Someone
Okay.
Kev, if they could do digital to digital in a safe way in a zero trust, would they want to do digital to digital?
There is no way to do digital
I was
digital.
just gonna say, there's no way.
It's impossible.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because
Oh
that's
yeah, they're gonna break all the codes in the world are gonna be broken in the next 5 or 6 years with
well, that's
quantum.
that's where I was going to go with my news, but I wanted to
Oh.
respect Art's. No, it's all good. It's
Arts
all
news.
Sorry,
I'm
Kevin.
done.
it's
Next.
all good. It's all good. So let me just go on tee this up for Kevin because once I saw him, then I'm like, we got to talk about cybersecurity. So I'm glad this is going this direction. So yes. So first of all, Greg, all the encryption is going to be broke. There was a conference out here last week called RSA. It's a security thing, and
Yep.
it's a standard way to encrypt stuff. So Google put out this kind of cryptic news about Q Day, and I hadn't really heard of Q Day. Q Day is the post-quantum world where encryption, like RSA, is going to be easily hacked, right?
Yep.
So it's supposed to be way out in the future, 2035 and 2045. But Google said, nope, it's coming a lot quicker than we thought. These quantum computers are becoming a thing, not tomorrow, but and they said 2029. So it's got the whole security industry like, oh my God, everything's going to be hacked. So that's the news I want to kind of start with. HP just announced a quantum resistant laser jet MFP, right? These are like consumer kind of almost device or SMB, I should say, right? They're not the big giant ones, I don't think. But they're leaning this news I was just reading. They're leaning into the scanning portion of it, but they're leaning into the security with post-quantum resilient device, right? So because this thing can scan and I think it can fax, I think that's where I'm going. So you start with a device that has post-quantum encryption on here. And then there's open firewall ports, right, Kev? So that's a problem. We talked about that before. So if you could get a technology where you can have network services in not inbound packets, but maybe an outgoing packet, maybe some architecture. What I'm saying is, if you could probably build a solution of the future that is a zero trust kind of fax machine. I'm not sure, right? But what you did, I hand it to you because you found a way to make this work. But that seems two steps back in when everything's going digital, right? Do we have to continue to do those kind of things to make things work? Or are we going to like solve a problem like post-quantum encryption devices, right? And removing firewall ports, right? And making systems that are smart enough to correct and detect, malware on your system before anybody knows it, right? So a collection of stuff like that. I don't know.
Or passwords.
The answer is digital diodes.
Digital diodes. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're working with now.
Okay.
So you install digital diodes on your network and your framework, and they only allow one way. It's not bilateral.
Okay.
So it's a freeway on your network, but all these diodes they're the toll bridge of everything that goes and doesn't go.
Is a digital
So
diode a piece of software or is it a piece of hardware?
both. It can be both. It's a device that'll sit in your network, or depending on how you're hooking it up, and it literally might only be limited to being able to do only one thing, like maybe only print, just something simple, or maybe
Uh,
only be able to scan, but it will never go the other direction.
Right.
So you can't hack it because there's no bilateral to the direction of the flow. So you're going to see this networks are going to start looking like a PCB board, like a printed circuit board. So they're going to route through digital diodes. They only will go one way,
Mm-hmm.
and they're routing all the traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's coming up now that's the big thing is the going into the digital diodes.
interesting. And then
Oh,
there was another bit of news that we should share. So Caton added what is it, Elantec, the RFI readers. So
Atlantic, yeah.
so
Yep.
Caton added this
Teletech.
ability.
Yeah, yeah.
Elitech. I'm sorry.
Teletech or yeah. I thought you meant something totally different.
No. So Caton added this ability to have RFID to authenticate for your print jobs, right? That was a primary use. But in reading about this capability, I was very interested in the NFC capability because RFIDs are the badges that you wear, right? You badge in and badge out, but you have to carry this badge. That's not a bad thing, but a lot of people have them. But NFCs can come on your phone, right? So imagine you're already carrying your phone with you. You don't want to carry an extra piece, even though it's a minor thing. But in the future world, this is your identity, right? This phone with NFC, near field communication is on here. So the Katon supports both, right? So it doesn't have to be either or. You could still do RFID for just badging in, but NFC is more for hardcore integrated into the whole like network, like Kevin's kind of talking about. Is like if you want high level of identity and access control, then you want NFC, talking to your Active Directory or LDAP or something. So I
So
think this
NFC is more secure, right? Because what's the credit card standard? PIP or what is that?
FIPS, I think. I'm not sure.
There's a credit card standard or
Uh,
a payment standard that is a security standard, and then NFC because that's how we pay. You're using it right now, right?
yeah,
When you
yeah.
go to the grocery
Apple
store.
Pay. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
NFC is a more secure protocol, that's for sure.
Bluetooth for sure. Yeah.
But it's integrated into your identity system, right? And then authentication. So
Oh,
like
okay. Okay.
so when Kevin mentioned zero trust, right? You have a device as a zero trust device. You have you as a zero trust device. This thing, everything's, disconnected. I mean, they work together, but they trust, but they have to verify. So in the future, that's, these things like supply chain attacks. I was just reading about that LLM supply chain attack, right? Where this vulnerability got introduced and because it was a subset of another application that went into another application, right? So if you have explicit control of all these things and an open universe of all these ports, then you have this possibility of supply chain attacks. So I think what Kevin's saying with the diodes is that only specific traffic on specific way going incoming or outgoing. That's traffic control cup.
I
So
hadn't considered that. That's like one step below air gap, but it still achieves the same thing, right? I mean, Kevin, right? I mean, it's
That's
one
what
way
I think.
in. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
I actually just met up with the guy last Tuesday, so I'm just getting up to speed on it, but it's not like something that you just catch like it's not a copier stuff. It's like you have to,
Well, no. Yeah.
you have
But
to
it's a
get the hang of
diode, and
this.
diodes have been around since when, the 40s or whatever, when they first hit. I mean, the concept is easy to understand if basic electronics. So I'm surprised I hadn't heard about it before. How real is it though, Kevin? I mean, is it R&D?
No, they're using it exclusively.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're really using it. I'm gonna get see if I can get their exact terminology
I
here.
think that's pretty cool. That's okay. I get that. So
Yeah,
like
I was kind of interested
Kevin,
in it.
you got two Kevins. Kevin Neal, you talked about the HP post quantum
yeah,
security.
if anybody wants to Google, it says imagine 2026 HP introduces LaserJet portfolio with quantum resistant security and faster document digitization.
Easy
So
for
that's
you
what
to say.
yeah. So they're leaning into the scanning speeds and the security. So those two themes were in the headlines.
So I just pulled. Can you guys see it or not?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
it.
so I've worked with HP. I don't know pretty closely, right? Especially when it comes to stuff like this. I don't know how anyone can say something is post quantum because we're not even at quantum yet. So how it sounds more architecture than real.
I don't think so
Okay.
because it's provable. I think it's provable that because RSA is I think just to simplify it, right,
Yeah.
is an encryption length, right? So just like IP addresses, right? They're shorter, so there's only a certain amount of combinations. But with if I think post-quantum encryption is a longer
Okay.
key
All
length,
right.
right? So it takes a supercomputer like a quantum computer to try all the combinations because with a shorter hash, basically, you could just have a normal computer can do lots of variations of a password to break it. But
Mhm.
with the post quantum, it takes a lot of overhead, right? And that's why these machines have to have a lot of horsepower to do it. So I think it's provable that you can be post quantum encryption. There's probably
Okay.
tests for it. Yeah.
All right. All right. Interesting. All right. Very good. Okay.
So, do you really see that coming into play in the SMB market, quantum?
Yeah,
I think it's just for basically enterprise.
no,
It's it's easy to think that seriously, Art, because it is really out there. and quantum is, you know, the whole computer and the Google thingy. If you've ever seen a
Okay.
quantum computer,
So I come across a lot of bids, actually bids for printers, and I'm not seeing any mention of quantum security in them.
Because it's not readily available yet. That's why I'm saying Google predicts 2029, right? So in 3 years, all of a sudden, when this happens, all these networks are going to be breached, right? Or maybe, I don't know. Same thing that they said with Y2K. The world's going to explode. I don't know, right? But the point is you will be vulnerable, right? And these script kiddies, they just run scripts and then just go like just like query all these networks and they find open ports and then they go in and they brute force attack them. So Art, you won't see it in bids right now. You will see
Right.
it in a couple years starting.
and it's going to be
Um,
I think it's going to be one of those off-on things. It's not going to be a gradual thing. It's going to be, oh yeah, because you're talking about a pre-AI world too, right? So if you look at quantum plus artificial intelligence, I mean,
Yes.
the cycles
That
go from years to days.
And that's the thing. If you create a virus with
Uh,
AI, it can adjust, it can modify, and it can use all that supercompute for bad things, right? So you have a malware writer on steroids trying to with a supercomputer, right? So it's not a good combination
Something that
for,
we've never seen before. I mean,
yeah.
and imagined. But
Art,
so you,
did you see the movie Matrix?
oh yeah,
This is really happening. We're literally one technology away from humans being removed from it. This is digital versus digital. Do you think?
yeah.
Have you
I
seen it?
really,
Have you watched any of those videos on quantum? How fast that stuff
yeah.
is? It,
It's
they gave it. So Google engineers gave quantum computer a equation that it had to figure out, and the engineers figured out that it would take mankind 45,000 years of our technology and computers to answer the equation. The quantum computer did it in less than 4 minutes.
yeah.
See, the
It's
magnitude of that is like amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
they in fact
incomprehensible. The
they're
human brain can't get we can't get our head around that, right? So
right.
that
So if AI is just the cocktail
yeah.
and we're worried about that, do you think these people are taking a step back saying, okay, we really are going to need to be responsible with this. This is something way beyond. I mean, have you watched the one where the quantum computers figured out how the pyramids were made?
No, I haven't, but
no.
there's a lot going out there. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, they're actually asking these quantum computers things
That's a
that
good idea. What?
well they're testing it to see
Oh,
how valid is it. You know, it took it literally seconds to tell us exactly how the pyramids were made.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that completely makes sense. But it's hiding in plain sight.
I've always said this is one of my predictions that AI will prove or disprove all of our theories, all of them. Relativity, speed of light, climate change, everything that we call a theory right now will be proven or disproven by AI. Now that was before quantum. Quantum now will be able to crank that out in a heartbeat.
Yeah, we're
It's true
talking.
that. And
I mean,
then you
I
turn
actually
that
think
to religion.
I'm almost thinking that quantum's going to be as smart as my wife. I don't know. It's gonna. It's. I mean, we're.
No, 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 no,
that's
no, no,
that's
no.
not a possibility.
Never
No.
I
say that
mean,
out loud again.
sometimes when she opens her mouth, I think she might still be a little smarter, but we're approaching that point.
Hey, Art, I wanted to talk about
Voodoo, yeah,
that was a
let's.
good, yeah, I want to talk about Pudu, but I want to lead into that.
Okay.
So, and it's a little self-promotion, but I don't really care right now. So the Kanata report,
Yes.
right? I mean, uh be transparent, I'm writing for them now, and I wrote one little article, and then all of a sudden I look over there, and when the Kanata report calls something, it's usually 6 months behind, but in this case, they seem to be right at the cusp of the wave, and we're part of it. With I didn't even try, right? So AMRs, robots, office ready robots are one
Yep.
of the big themes and artificial intelligence of the current edition of the Kanata report, which is read by copier guys. So
Yeah. Yeah. I actually read it today.
yeah. It's very interesting. I think that we might have something here that us in the room, the three of us will can benefit from. But I think this might be something that the industry will act for real, pull themselves out of the print dive and into something that's at least maybe a decade worth of business.
Oh, it's going to be more than a decade worth of business, Greg.
Okay, well,
It's going to be 30, 40 years worth of
we're
business.
talking about robotics, but we're not talking right now. The humanoids that are the C3POs. It's
Right,
less
the bipedals.
C3PO. It's more R2D2, right? Because R2
Yeah.
he rolls around.
Yeah, carts, warehouse type AMRs in general for B2B businesses, um, a Jansen, which is a terminology we just realized last week, janitorial and sanitation robots, which is very interesting because we went over the one from Pudu last week, which is the BG1, which we could just call that the big one, right?
Right now, yeah, it's the big one.
Yeah. So, if you want to delve into that, that's the one with 50K list price MSRP. Margins are incredible. And then basically, if you look at a 50K on the lease is going to be $1,000 to $1,100 a month if it works 8 hours a day. Basically 30 days, every 30 days, the cost to the client is only $5 per hour.
No employment insurance, no
Yep.
vacation, no sick time, no unions. Not that there's anything
Hmm.
wrong with it, right? You just got to worry about service, brushes,
Service,
supplies,
consumables,
consumables. Are we ringing some bells here, guys? Does it sound
right?
familiar?
It's got a tremendous amount of consumables.
Yeah, it's very.
Squeegees, brushes, motors, chargers.
And to be
Um,
fair, it's early, right? The unit that we're talking about is quite advanced right now, but there are going to be hundreds more coming that will. For instance, and Art, I don't want to steal the thunder, but this device that we're talking, it doesn't even have to be Pudu. Let's just talk about a specific, not a specific, a general
Jensen,
Jensen unit that is out there doing what people don't want to do in the first place, doing stuff 24 hours a day,
right? Or
right?
you can't find somebody
Or you
that
can't
wants to
find
do that
anyone who
job.
that wants to sweep whatever it is, right? It's intelligent enough to do it while there's customers in the area, all right?
Or in the evening,
And then in the
off.
evening, it shifts to security mode or whatever you want to call it. But not only that, because it can come across something that it can't handle, but it knows that another robot can handle it.
That was pretty cool.
Call that robot to come here, go pick up that stuff I can't.
Dispatches it out. So if it comes across maybe a bottle that's on the floor or a plastic bottle or some 3D object that it can't pick up, it puts
Yeah.
out a call to the other robot that is capable of handling a 3D object and removes it.
So you've got a device that costs you $8 an hour, calling a device that costs you $2 an hour to do something. And this isn't science fiction. They're doing it right now.
Mhm.
This is happening. It's like, okay, I didn't see that coming.
Yep.
Right?
I'm actually monitoring. I've been picking up more bids lately. I subscribe to a bid service. Then I put
Yeah.
robotics and AMRs into my mix, and probably seeing about two a week.
Really?
50% are the Jensens.
So your machine, your device is out there collecting RFPs, and now you're saying that maybe two a week now include that particular.
Robotics AMRs. Yep.
Huh.
So
Well, all I gotta say is 8 months ago, this was science fiction.
right.
12 months ago, people were laughing at us. 13 months ago, it was just crickets.
Yes, it was.
So, I mean, I don't want to get too excited, but I think this is a really cool time for our little industry and our little industry isn't little.
Well, no, it's not little at all. But like
No.
we spoke about earlier, you got the Rico change, you got the Xerox stock down to $1.25 a share.
Jesus
You're
Christ.
hearing it from all the other manufacturers. I was at BTA last week, and basically all the manufacturers were talking about, what they can try and do different to help because prints are going to continue to decline.
Wow. Wow. Well, and then, with Kevin Frey coming in and talking about the communications between the devices, fax machines, I get analog, digital, analog, I really get. but and then Kevin with the Twain, because this all merges in together because we're in a collaboration with folks that are trying to build communication protocols between LLMs, uh, Jensen devices,
Yep.
AMRs, all that stuff,
Yep.
right? And it all is
Yeah.
going to end up being embodied AI through some sort of security, like Kevin was talking, and some sort of standard protocol that Twain is working on, and go to market strategies from the continuum.
Pop
So,
Right.
quiz. What's the acronym stand for?
Kevin,
Technology without any interesting name.
Yep. Actually, some of us say we say it an intelligent name. How'd you like to invent a technology like that and then not be smart enough to put yourself in history? Yeah, he's a dumb A that made the Twain technology without an intelligent name.
You know, we never officially accepted that. You know,
yes, deny
so
it.
it doesn't have an official, you know, acronym thing. I don't. It was never shall the
Right.
twain meet and bringing things together, right? So
Right.
that was
Oh,
yeah.
well,
But
I like that.
yeah, tool without an interesting name, technology with an interesting name, the technology with AI in the name, right?
Very
So
I
true.
like that one. That's a good one. There you go.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
So
that's
See, it would. I think only the Kevins in this conversation are going to carry the frontier, and I think we're
is
going to have to carry.
that you see my background, right?
Yeah, I seen
Artemis.
it.
We're going to be on Artemis 3, right? That's the next the
How's
Mars.
Artemis going to do with that solar sun flare that's going to hit it here in the next couple hours?
Oh, I didn't know.
I've seen this movie. They'll be fine.
You think so? It'll hit the highest radiation number that's ever been they've ever been exposed to. So
Whoa.
we'll see. In fact, there was a lot of countries were telling them not to launch, to wait.
Yeah,
Well, they better be fine. So,
they'll be fine.
yep.
If not, we'll get them back. Apollo 13.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
surprised. I was really surprised on how long it's taken to get back to the moon. And one person I was listening to actually stated because it was all about politics.
It is.
You know, presidents have different want to do different things, and the moon wasn't a real big thing. But the moon is a very huge thing. All of the minerals and that you can get from the moon. And it says we're going to have a base in 2028.
Yeah, we're setting a nuclear uh, power source up there because there's no
Oh
wind,
no.
there's no water.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Space,
So,
1999.
so how long before we start getting freighters coming back to the U.S. with minerals?
Well, it's going to get very so interesting you bring that up. Does anyone, I don't know, but Columbus discovered, quote, the New World, and it took 200 years for us to go back to it. Is that true? I don't, there was a long period of time between the discovery of and then the exploration and then,
16,
oh yeah,
20s.
No,
1692.
1492.
Right,
1492.
but 1492 is Columbus. But by the time the Dutch started landing, well, the Mayflower was in what year? 16. All right, history buff,
That's 200
16.
years.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're saying the Freemasons were there back in the 12th century.
Well, yeah, and then so were the Vikings were there, and the Egyptians, but there was nobody there when Columbus got there.
Does everybody on the panel believe that we went to the moon?
Absolutely.
That's what I was saying.
You're talking over the internet. You're on a machine that is a direct reaction to a chip that got us to the moon. The technology that got us to the moon is what we're enjoying right now,
Okay.
unless you think it came from the Egyptians.
So they had the computing power of well 1/1000th of a telephone,
They
handheld
had,
telephone.
yeah, they had the XT. They had three 8088s on board. That's what they did.
And they made it there how many times in a row and never missed once?
Yeah, that's called American ingenuity.
All right.
Or
I'm good.
how good their math is.
I hope
Yeah,
when they get there,
you got slide rules and shit.
I hope they take pictures of all the old stuff that's left there because I want to see the space debris.
Already seen it. Already seen it. The Chinese sent pictures of it.
Well,
So if they did it, then
it was interesting. The base that they're going to, where they want to put the base on, is going to be on the South Pole of
well,
the moon.
now we're talking. Kevin Frey, hit this one. Why are we going to the South Pole? Do you know why? I don't know. That's
I know why.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Sunlight there is almost 24 hours. on the
But
South
aren't there
Pole.
other places on the moon where the sunlight is? I don't. Oh, maybe
Well,
not.
you've heard
The,
Dark Side of the Moon, right?
the sun never, we only see one side of the moon. We never
Right,
see the full moon.
right, Kevin. So it still rotates. We just only see one side, right? The moon still.
No,
Oh, okay, okay.
it's fixed to us.
It's fixed to us. Is it rotate to itself? So I'm wondering why go to the South Pole, but Art said because it's always sunlight. That means that it
Yes.
does rotate then.
Then
So
you'd
it's
have solar power. You'd have good solar power.
Yep.
well, why not the North Pole? Or is it
Probably
just,
because it's dark.
Yeah,
is it,
there's no, it never comes over to our side.
I don't know.
We only see one face of the moon ever. There's
Right.
never a road. We're not an orbit with it in the sense of it's a synced orbit with us.
Right. So the moon doesn't spin on an axis.
No, it can't.
Okay. Okay, that's weird too. Jeez. All right. See, I
In
heard
fact,
about
in
go
fact,
ahead.
would you believe they have found writings that go back way before the Egyptian times that indicate that the moon was towed in there.
Yeah, I've heard that. I mean,
It's
right?
not that it's not even a planet.
It's a what do they call that? Mega structure, which
Hmm.
okay, I thought was kind of goofy until you do the ratio with the eclipses, right? It's like, okay, that's really weird.
That's exactly. Was it either twice the size of the Earth or half the diameter of the Earth?
It's some 400 or 400. It's 400 somethings away from the sun, and it's 400 times this. So that's how we get total eclipses. Which, wow. So you don't have total eclipses unless you have that algorithm, that ratio from the Earth to the moon, and the moon is this size, and the moon to the sun. It's very complicated.
I think we should start a YouTube conspiracy about is it real or not real?
Well, I mean, we'd have to join a bunch of them because
Yeah, the
the
internet's always
whole,
right though.
yeah, but yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
well, what the moon echoed when we did that one thing, right? We shot a missile at it or something, it blew
No,
up.
no,
So-
we dropped the booster rockets of the Apollo lunar rover dropped as it was embarking back to the Earth, and when it hit it rang for like 7 hours.
Yeah, rang like a bell. So like the
Yeah,
moon is hollow.
yeah.
Okay.
So here's what it says: the moon's axis is tilted only 1.5,
Oh,
but very small compared to the Earth's 23.5. Because of that, the sun stays very low on the horizon, up near the poles.
oh,
Ridges
okay.
and crater rims that are lit most of the time. Deep craters are in permanent darkness. Peaks
Huh.
of eternal light. Some high points on the South Pole receive 80 to 90% of sun the lunar year.
Okay. Well, then
That'd
okay.
be the solar power probably then.
Right. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. But you talk about the moon, it's even more interesting, right? In theory, life was created in the primordial what the tide pools, right? I mean, I've heard, as a kid, that's what they said. Well, tide pool is only available because there's something making a tide, which is the moon, right? So without the moon, life would not have crawled out of the tide pools. So and my theory, and you guys are going to hate this, but so my theory is we're alone. There's nobody else because you have to have a planet like we are right in this zone between the sun and not, and you have to have a moon that has the ratio like it is.
For people
Pulling
to
the tide.
but for people to live like we do, where we need oxygen, right? But what if there's other life forms that don't need oxygen, right? They need carbon dioxide, right? They live on that, right?
The,
Which
the
All
which
right.
it
universe,
which the
the
entire
universe is
solar
so
system is made
old.
of.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right, right,
Exactly.
I mean
right.
I mean there's more energy in that way beyond what we have here.
And I think
No,
that's the
no,
point. And I think that's the point. We can hardly get to the moon. We can't get to Mars. We can't get to the ne Venus. We can't get to Pluto. And
it's
that's just
so
our
big.
solar system,
Right,
right?
right, 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 right.
Right. But we have 3i Atlas comes in here at literally at a speed faster than anything we've ever seen before, 22 anomalies, and it literally harvested our entire solar system.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if the solar system, if the universe is so old, the question comes down to, and if we're so young, how come we haven't seen anything yet?
How about 3i Atlas being 3 billion years older than our solar system?
Right. I mean, time has no value, but how come we haven't seen anything yet? I mean, if you 3i, you can say whatever you want. It's one rock that through, but no one came out and said, "Hey, we're here."
But if you're driving through the universe, though, you can miss us in a second, right?
Absolutely.
Who are those guys? Right? They don't care.
Right. Yeah, that we don't have any relatives there. We can keep moving. The other thing is I don't think you can have light on the dark side of the moon, can you? because it's in a vacuum. Is there something with a light theory about that? I think
Well, no, you're right. It's something to do with the stars and being able to see it. And well, I don't know. It's a theory.
from well in space you so that was one of the big things that they were talking about in the pictures in space. They were and when Apollo landed, they showed light on the stars. There is no light in space on the stars. That doesn't exist. So
Hmm.
that's one of the biggest things that they effed up on is that if any satellite that's been in space, all these people that have been these satellite pilots that are flying these satellites all around in our LEOs and our higher orbits, low Earth orbit and higher orbits, they all say the same thing. There is no light of any sort on any star or any planet.
Unless you can't see the light unless you're in a shadow. So if you're in the shadow of the earth, then you can see the stars. But if you're in any exposed sunlight, it washes out the light from the stars. So that's, you'll see them today, or the moon, the shots of the view out the window of the rocket going, they don't see any stars because they're in sunlight. If they go behind the moon, you'll see the stars because you can only see the stars out there if you are in a shadow because the sunlight washes it out. Just like in Chicago, you can't
Then
see
why
any stars.
why do all the pictures of the Apollo landing have stars lit up?
Well, we added some things.
Okay. They were just that was
We had Kev, we had Gen AI way back then too.
oh yeah,
No, no, it's a painting. It's a matte art. I mean, that dude from 2001, he helped us. It's just like when you look at all those pictures from the stars, it's like, wow, what are all those colors? Mm-hmm.
yeah, the astronauts come back. They say, "I want to show you a picture from the moon," and then they hold you up the picture, and it's all black. And it's like, well, where's the picture? Well, it's all
Right.
dark up there. There's nothing up there. That's what you look at. We took pictures of each other of nothing.
Oh, well, that's not true. If you're on the moon, I saw plenty of pictures of the moon. The guy hit a golf ball, for God's sake.
Yeah, I mean, it's still drifting around out there somewhere.
It's out there. Anyway, so back to we were talking about the Canada report, the AMRs. Now's the time. I shouldn't say that. Now is the beginning of the time for our little nit, which isn't that little, and is good. This is
Right.
significant.
So if dealers are having the pressure with print, and, having to maybe sell more A4 devices than A3 devices, maybe they're seeing their page volumes decline. It is time to start looking at robotics or AMRs where they can get a recurring revenue stream, similar, maybe even better than copiers have done.
Honestly, Art, we've been in an industry for 40 years that has like one of the worst business models on the planet. So if we can survive in this business model, the AMR's got to be better.
Mm.
I mean, just clearly.
Well, the AMRs don't have a business model, so you're right.
That's what I mean. You can't make it wrong.
Right.
You can't
got
make you
nowhere to
can't
go but up.
right. And you know what? But the difference is going to be. Remember back when anybody could succeed in our industry, Art. For the you
Well,
guys
you
that
could
have
open up in your garage and you could
yeah.
succeed.
And they
Absolutely.
did. You were selling out the back of a Pinto
I,
wagon.
I was gonna say every morning you just went in and filled your car up and didn't come back until it was empty.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's going to happen in this. That'll be the renaissance of this industry when it gets to the robots. As soon as there's a competition to it, it'll just drive. It'll just take off.
That's a good point. Thanks, Kevin. You're right. And right now, there really, really isn't. It's a greenfield, but it's coming. It is. Yeah, you're right. Competition, the friction, the heat will make more diamonds. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
my dad always said the worst part about being a leader is you're alone with your own ideas,
Yeah.
and they go slow that way because you have to think about it, regurgitate it, think about it, analyze it. Once somebody else comes in and says, "Hey, I'm interested in your girl," you're at a dance and you're both looking at the same girl. Guess what? You start sudden you change all of your thinking, and you become much more myopic in getting towards the direction, right?
I
Well,
agree.
business is the same way.
That's why we don't think. We don't overanalyze. We do things until it breaks, and if it breaks, we go in a different direction. We're not. I don't even think. You're right. What is it? Paralysis through analysis? Isn't that a word or a phrase?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at least that's the way I look at it. I look left, look right. I don't see anyone. That's fine. We keep going. We keep
Mhm.
going. And oh, Greg, you should do this. Why? No, keep going. And then the only thing I have, and you guys are in, it's like when I start thinking way too much about, well, what should we do here? Got to put an outline together. It's got to have an agenda. It's like, No, that's the way everyone else did it. We're just going to go. We're just going to go. And that, so far, so good. And I want to pull everyone who has the same mentality to go in that direction.
Look at the news we've had from the last 30 days
No.
about the larger dealers now getting involved with robotics and AMRs,
It's,
right?
Well, they have to go chase another revenue stream. Come on.
Oh, absolutely.
well, they had to when 3D printing came out. They had to when water came out. They had to when managed services came out. MPS, blah, 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 blah. This is just one more step in the evolution, but this is the acceleration. I thought it was MPS, to be honest with you.
You thought it was MPS? I just ran away from that one. We did lose a lot of reps to the water, didn't we? I think Rico and everybody, we're all going into water. I'm like, oh, geez.
The reason MPS didn't work is because all the OEMs tried to recreate it in their own image. And that was the reason. Yeah, MPS was the entry ramp into the IT world, but no one really took advantage of that. One person did, but we had fun doing it. But that's okay. That was a learning experience. So that all that history brought us to where we are right now. And people who are looking at AMR, and you might know this, people who are looking at AMRs looked at MPS and they're getting deja vu feelings, but they're also getting, no, this one might work. Because we messed up, and what hurt us in the MPS realm were the OEMs, the Canons, the Toshibas, the Panasonics, the Xeroxes, the HPs, because they came out with their own MPS.
And they all had 30 or 40 years of technology under their belt already.
Yeah.
And they tried to say, well, this is the way we want you to work with MPS. And like you said, the whole robotics and AMRs is an entire green field.
Wide open.
It's the wild, wild west. Early adopters are going to do extremely well in the business.
It's going to be unique for our industry because we've been the tail at the end of the OEM dog, right? They told you how many machines you had to sell,
Right?
because if you don't, your service parts and your supplies are going to go up, the prices. Now there's no OEM saying anything. They don't even know what that means. So the more people we get in from our industry into that niche, we can start to dictate how that niche works.
Correct. And make it similar to what Kevin always talks about, Kevin Neal. And Kevin Neal is always on the bandwagon of, come on, Kevin, help me out. Twain is what type of software?
Open source. Open source.
Open source.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll be able to dictate to OEM robotic dealers that you need to be open.
Yeah.
For
everything.
Right.
They are open by default. They want to be. That's
I want to caution you, everyone's open at first. Everyone's open at first. But because of what Art just said, we know what the Canons did, what the Toshibas did, what they're closed, right? And then MPS is a perfect example. But what Art said is perfect. It's like right now we can tell or at least influence the industry as it matures, that no, you guys want to be open.
This is how you want to go to market with the dealers. If you want to sell more robots and more AMRs, this is the path you need to follow.
You guys are both nailing it. The OEMs have controlled your channel. Yep. This is what you do. This is how many you sell. This is your quota, right? But in the robotics business, the dealers are in control because it is the Wild West. It might change, yes, exactly, but you are in control. You can make your own software. You can connect this to that and AI and all this kind of stuff. So it's a whole new world, man.
It is. It is a whole new world.
Yeah, and with that, we're going to end our show.
Oh, 13 minutes over.
13 minutes over. Long show, right? Kevin, Freddie, thanks for tuning in.
I've been trying to commit. I've been trying to commit every single week, but it doesn't let me in.
Well, I know for the last couple of weeks I have had Zoom issues. So
I thought I was an issue.
No,
well, that's true, but we don't want to say that out loud.
I'm like, I'm like, hey, this is Dave. No, Dave don't live here no more. No, I'm Dave, man. I'm Dave.
I'm Dave, man.
Dave who?
Yeah.
Dave? Yeah, it's
that Dave. Yeah,
I'm
Dave. Yeah. Oh, you guys all have a good Easter.
All right, happy Easter, Kevin.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good Easter.
Very much.
See you guys.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. And please like, follow, and share. Adios.
Thank you.